What's up, ladies and gents, and welcome back to Forza Horizon 5. We are here with a seasonal championship, and we are going to do new beginnings today in the spring season in Series 2. It's the road racing series event that grants you the Ferrari 575 Marina. And I'd say we jump right into it. I am using a 2015 Jaguar F-Type R Coupe. And you need to use GT cars in the A-class category. As you can see here, those were the options. That's not very many for me, but maybe you have more. I just had a tuned Jag available, so why not pick it, right? I am using a road racing tune with all-wheel drive, 800 rated, with race suspension and street tires. And let's just jump into race number 1. Which hopefully will be done very quickly. Well, maybe not very quickly, but it's a sprint race, which I prefer. I'm not too big of a fan of circuits. There are a couple that I like, but generally speaking, I prefer sprints over circuits. Here we had a decent start, we didn't lose any positions, and now we'll just make our way through the field. There was a split right there that we could take. And we're kind of getting pushed by that BMW a little bit. And we are up to third, that's the M6, right? That also. I'm closing the gap here a little bit. Like, we already saw that blue nose darting inside, but the AI hitting the brakes there, and we are just flying past them. So I was closing that gap on that BMW, and then on that other corner the AI simply hit the brakes in a corner where they probably didn't need to do. And then we also had a lot more speed coming out of that corner to take first, and we are pretty far ahead now. Obviously 70% progress already, 75 as we speak. It's a pretty short race as well, a couple of corners remaining. This is a relatively comfortable victory. Luckily you don't actually need to pick the difficulty for these, it just sets it to highly skilled, because that's the difficulty you must do. So there is that. And highly skilled really shouldn't be too big of an issue for you, especially if you have a decent tune. Decent is enough, honestly. I would recommend an all-wheel drive, road-based tune, but there are a ton available, so whichever you like. That finishes race number 1. We're really not a whole lot to talk about. There are a couple of fast corners where you can basically just overtake the AI, because the AI will brake in those and you can just go full throttle through them, as you could see there. And you go through there so much faster, in fact, that it's pretty easy for you to do. So you shouldn't have too much trouble with that race 1. It's not one the AI is any strong at. Sorry. So we'll be jumping into race 2 right now. Copper Canyon Sprint. It's slightly more difficult in my opinion, but we'll see how the AI handles it. At the start it's really just don't lose too many positions, or any if you can. And now we're trying to poke our nose into here. past these guys. Oh, I almost got pushed out of the way. So we can get into these corners a lot quicker because of sport tires and because of the all-wheel drive taking us through here, and all-wheel drive is just so much better in this game, unless you are talking about drifting, but apart from that it's vastly superior, especially if you struggle a little bit. The power delivery is just so much better. And for here you need to be a little bit careful so you don't hit anything, that would be tragic. Can't shake them as much as we could in the previous race, at least not yet. And then you have to just make sure you hold it pretty tight through these corners. You can brake a little bit early, it's actually not too bad, because what braking a little bit early does is it gives you a fairly secure entry into the corners, which gives you a good exit, which allows you to get on the gas a lot earlier, which should result in pretty good times. Now don't... Whoa, that was not ideal. Don't get too confused by that racing line. It's sometimes a decent help, but not, you shouldn't just brake because it's yellow or something. Like for some corners it's okay, for others, like here you can just go through. Yeah, it was yellow and everything. Don't just rely on that. It will slow you down if you drive fully after that racing line. But you will get a grip of that. We are up to 85% already, so this race should be in the bag as well. We have a very comfortable lead here as well. Actually, yeah, we could look up the tune code or the share code, but I don't know. Honestly, if you just look for tunes in the 800 class and then you pick out one with all-wheel drive and a road racing base, so, you know, race suspension, sport tires or road tires, then you're good to go. So, you know. I also picked a design here, which I hope you like, and well, if not, then well, then not. I'm pretty sure I already have the 575 Ferrari, but I'm not entirely sure. It's a bit of a shame they no longer give you the free rewards for beating these challenges, like in Horizon 4. You got the one for beating, I think, average and above average and highly skilled. And you got the free rewards, 2 times money and once the car, or whichever the actual reward was. That was pretty cool. I don't like this race. Not a big fan. I mean, it's not too bad. It's probably the least favorite of the 3. That's just personal preference. You can dart in here, and yeah, that costs you your skill streak, but it doesn't really matter. You actually go to the outside here, brake early, and dart in, and see that guy is suffering from his rear-wheel drive. And carry it outside. We can just corner so much better. Oh, it's taking us a little far outside, but that shouldn't matter too much. And now we just accelerate so much better as well. And by the time the rear-wheel drive has its advantages, you're just gone. Now we'll power through. That was late. That wasn't good. That was way too late. Oh well, whoopsie whoopsie. Not a big deal. Half a race done already, so the overtaking is just... The AI is so easy to read that it really shouldn't be an issue. Actually, I heard people complain about the dirt event, so I will try to get that recorded as well. But since it's New Year's Eve and tomorrow's first, and I'm not entirely sure I get to do it. Maybe later in the week, but I'm not sure it's worth recording by that point. But oh well. It is a pretty car. And again, if you give it a semi-decent tune, it's pretty easy to bag the win, especially because it's 3 very easy races. I was unsure if we could just go full throttle through there, but I think we could have. Bad line. Is that... See, we missed the line and then we just got thrown off, so that can happen when you think, yeah, we can go through at full speed, but then you kind of go off the line and then it kind of corrupts your next corner. So, gotta be careful of that. Because it's not always just about getting through the corner, it's also about how can you prepare for the next corner already. And we done good. We done good. Oh yeah, picked a new tune before it. Probably at a 900. I don't know. So that's that for that championship. And I hope you can unlock that as well and do these things as well. And until next time, farewell.